All right, ready to dive deep.
Mm.
Today, it's all about diamond birth.
Diamond birth.
Yeah, you know how birthdays, we usually think about getting older, another year gone.
Yeah, sure.
Well, with Shiv Jayanti, Bapdada kind of flips the script. It's not about the physical, it's about spiritual transformation.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Think of a diamond, right?
Yeah.
Formed under all this pressure, intense heat, and it becomes something brilliant.
Right.
That's the idea here.
I see. And we're looking at a talk Bapdada gave back on February 17th, 2004. It was actually revised and shared again on this very occasion, February 23rd, 2025.
Wow, interesting.
It's like, Bapdada knew we needed this reminder all these years later.
So Shiv Jayanti, it's more of a spiritual level up then, not just cake and presents.
Exactly. It's about interchange, becoming your best self.
Okay.
And he's talking to his followers, his children, as he calls them.
Right.
And he's really emphasizing that this is different. He even distinguishes between devotees.
Devotee.
Yeah, those who kind of admire the teachings from afar, you see. And then the children, those who are actively walking the path.
Got it. So different levels of commitment.
Exactly.
But for those children, those walking the path, what's the key to this diamond birth transformation?
Surrender. That's a big one.
Surrender.
Yeah. Bapdada uses this striking image to illustrate it. He talks about a bakra.
That's akra.
Yeah, a sacrificial goat.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty intense imagery.
It's about letting go.
Letting go of.
That me, myself, and I attitude,
Yeah.
the ego, the ego that gets in the way of real growth.
I see. So, like, diamonds don't just appear, right? They're forged under all that pressure. So we got to let go of the ego to let that diamond self emerge.
You got it.
But letting go of ego, that's easier said than done, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And Bapdada warns us about that. Ego is sneaky. You think you've surrendered it, and then bam, it pops up in these subtle ways.
Really?
He talks about ordinary ego.
Ordinary ego.
Yeah, that's the attachment to possessions, to, all the material stuff.
Okay.
But then there's royal ego.
Hold on, royal ego? What's that about?
This is where it gets really interesting. Royal ego is when you, take pride in your spiritual accomplishments.
Totally.
Look at me, I meditate every day, I'm so evolved, But even that can be a subtle form of ego.
Oh, wow. I think I've definitely been guilty of that a time or two.
It's very subtle.
So even on the spiritual path, we got to be super vigilant about these ego traps.
Oh, absolutely. It's a constant process. You're always refining, shedding those layers that keep us from our true selves, like those diamond-like selves.
Okay, so surrender the ego, check.
Mm.
But how do we actually do that? What's the practical side of this?
Well, Bapdada connects this transformation to seva.
Theva.
Yeah, selfless service. He sees his followers as world servers.
World's first.
People who are dedicated to making a positive impact,
Sure.
not just focused on their own enlightenment.
So it's not enough to just work on ourselves. We
Yeah.
have to kind of put it out there in the world.
Yeah, and it's not just about, grand gestures or anything.
Oh, okay.
It's about bringing that spirit of giving to, every interaction. Bapdada talks about offering sweetness.
Sweetness.
Yeah, offering sweetness to everyone you encounter. Radiating kindness, positive energy, that sort of thing.
Okay, I like that. Offering sweetness.
It's a good one, right?
But is that really enough to trigger this whole diamond birth transformation?
Bapdada also talks about this concept of the bindu.
The bindu.
Yeah, it means a dot or a point. He gives this example. Think about adding a dot next to the number 1.
Right.
It instantly becomes 10.
Oh, right.
So that tiny dot, it has so much power.
I'm seeing a theme here. Intense pressure creating diamonds, tiny dots transforming numbers. It's like these small but potent things can lead to these huge shifts.
Exactly.
I like it.
And Bapdada talks about 3 key bindus.
Okay.
The soul, the supreme soul, and the act of letting go.
Letting go.
He symbolizes that by a full stop.
Okay, gotta admit, I'm a little lost on that last one. What does he mean by letting go as a bindu? And how does all this connect back to diamond birth?
That's where we're headed next. This idea of letting go, it's key. And it ties directly into how we live out this diamond birth energy in our daily lives.
You've definitely got me curious. We'll have to unpack this letting go bindu and all its implications.
We will indeed. There's much more to uncover.
Okay, so before the letting go stuff you were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned how Bapdada sees his followers as world servers.
Right.
What does that actually look like in practice?
So it's about bringing that, diamond-like energy into the world, not just keeping it to ourselves.
Right.
Pop Dad is really practical about it. He even gives like this slogan. He says, support others and make them supporters.
Support others and make them supporters.
Yeah.
So it's not just about being kind, but like empowering others to be kind too.
Exactly.
Creating a ripple effect.
Exactly, a ripple effect. And it goes back to that offering sweetness idea.
Right.
You know, it's radiating kindness, but also helping other people tap into that, you know, their own capacity for getting to lift each other up.
So Diamond Birth, it's not just about our own personal transformation.
Yeah.
It's about inspiring transformation in others too.
Exactly. And remember, he's talking to his children, you know, those who are committed to this path.
Right.
He tells them, don't let anyone leave empty-handed.
Don't let anyone leave empty-handed.
Yeah, it's like making sure every interaction, every person you encounter, you know, they leave feeling uplifted.
Oh, yeah.
They've received something valuable.
That's a high bar to set.
It is a high bar.
But I guess that's what this diamond energy is all about.
Yeah.
Nothing beyond the ordinary.
Exactly. And he doesn't shy away from the tough stuff either. He even talks about how to deal with challenges. You know, he says, when you face a problem, don't put a question mark, put a full stop.
Hold on a second, a full stop.
Yeah.
What does punctuation have to do with overcoming problems?
That's a good question. It's about acceptance.
Okay.
You know, not dwelling in that doubt, the worry. So instead of getting stuck in that why me mindset, it's more like acknowledging the situation and then focusing on moving forward. Like a full stop. It's like a decisive end to the drama.
Right, like ending the sentence, moving on to the next one.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm starting to see how this connects to the whole letting go thing.
Yeah.
We let go of the struggle, the need to figure everything out, and then we find that inner peace to, you know, face whatever comes.
You got it. And he reminds us to maintain that joy even when things are tough.
Okay.
You know, remember the three bingdas we talked about?
Yeah, the soul, the supreme soul, and
letting go.
Letting go, right?
He says, in every second, visualize your ancestral and revered form.
Wait, back up a second. How does visualizing ourselves, I'm assuming like in this awesome enlightened state, how does that tie into letting go?
Well, it's about remembering our true essence.
Okay.
That diamond-like purity within, you know? And when we connect with that, the challenges, they lose their power to drag us down. It's like accessing this inner reservoir of strength and resilience.
So it's not about ignoring problems. It's about facing them from this place of power.
Yes.
This inner peace that Diamond Self can handle anything.
Precisely. And he doesn't just talk the talk either. He really emphasizes, you know, this joyful approach to life. He even jokes that if you see a picture of a deity with like a serious expression, you'd think the artist didn't do a good job.
Huh. So a grumpy spiritual person's like a bad painting. Not very inspiring.
Exactly. Not very inspiring at all. He wants us to embody this like lightness, this radiance. He even calls out those who get too serious, saying like, you know, they haven't learned the art of living.
I get what he's saying, but this whole smile all the time thing, isn't that a bit forced?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
What about those times when life just throws those curveballs?
Right.
Are we supposed to just slap a smile on and pretend everything's fine?
It's not about denying your feelings, you know, or pretending everything is perfect.
Right.
It's more about like choosing to approach challenges with that underlying sense of hope and optimism, I think.
Okay, so it's more of an inner shift rather than forcing that outward smile.
Exactly, an inner shift. It's about cultivating that inner sweetness he talks about.
Right.
That radiant joy, the kind that comes from, you know, connecting with our true selves, our diamond selves.
Yeah, I could see how that would make facing challenges a bit easier.
It does. It does. And he emphasizes that this diamond birth, it's not exclusive.
What do you mean?
Well, he talks about people coming from all over the world to celebrate Shiv Jayanti.
Oh, wow.
Even putting up banners with happy birthday in multiple languages. It's a universal message of transformation.
That's beautiful. So no matter your background, this path of inner growth, it's open to everyone.
Everyone. And he reminds us that we can access that, you know, that ancestral and revered form in an instant.
Okay.
It's just about remembering our inherent greatness.
I see.
Our potential to shine.
It's like we all have that diamond inside.
Yeah.
Just waiting to be uncovered.
Yeah, waiting to be polished.
And the whole letting go Bindu.
Yeah,
it's not just about letting go of ego attachments.
It's bigger than that.
It's about letting go of like limitations, those beliefs that tell us we're not good enough.
You got it. You let go of those things. You create space for that diamond essence to come through.
I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together now. The
Yes.
surrender, the service, the joy, the letting go.
It all comes together.
It's all part of this diamond birth.
Exactly. And, you know, what's really fascinating is how he brings it all back to that Bindu idea.
Okay, how so?
Remember how that tiny dot that can transform a number's value?
All right, 1 to 10, yeah.
He's saying that same principle applies to our lives.
Okay, I'm intrigued. How so?
What if, like, simplifying our lives, focusing on the essential, you know, the dots, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
what if that could actually lead to a richer, more meaningful experience?
Okay.
Like stripping away all that excess, the
Noise.
distractions.
Oh, noise.
Yeah, all the noise could help us connect more deeply with our true selves,
Yeah.
with that diamond within.
It's a powerful thought in our world of constant information. You know, maybe it's that simplicity, the letting go, that really allows that diamond to shine.
Precisely. And that brings us back to the core of, you know, this whole deep dive, diamond birth. It's about inner transformation, radiating that diamond energy outward and creating that ripple effect of positivity and upliftment.
It's a journey.
It is. It's a journey of letting go, surrendering to that highest potential, embracing the joy.
The simplicity.
Yeah, the simplicity of living from that place of, you know, pure, radiant essence.
Wow, this has been quite the journey.
It has.
From sacrificial goats to punctuation marks to tiny dots with like immense power. Bapdada's teachings, they're definitely unique.
They are.
But there's definitely a profound wisdom there.
Absolutely.
Something that goes beyond any one specific tradition.
I agree.
And you know what resonates most with me is how he emphasizes diamond birth. Not as this destination,
Right.
but as this continual process of refinement.
Of letting go, allowing our true selves to emerge and getting brighter, more radiant with every moment.
Beautifully said. And to all our listeners out there, as you reflect on this whole diamond birth concept, what stands out to you? What parts of this resonate most deeply with your own journey? And, you know, what Bindu-sized steps can you take today to cultivate that diamond-like energy and share it with the world?
It's been a pleasure diving into this with you.
Likewise.
Keep shining, everyone.
So we've talked about surrendering the ego, serving others, even connecting with that inner diamond. But this whole letting go thing, I'm still kind of stuck on it. It's abstract. Like, what does it actually look like, you know, in real life?
Well, Bapdada gives some pretty concrete examples. Remember that slogan, support others and make them supporters?
Yeah.
That's letting go in action, you see. When we shift our focus from me to we, that's a big form of surrender.
So it's less about giving things up and more about shifting our energy, our attention outward.
Exactly. And he reminds us that support, you know, it can look like so many things. A kind word, practical help, whatever, someone needs to feel empowered. He even says, don't let anyone leave empty-handed. It's about making every interaction meaningful. Like they're leaving better than before.
This diamond birth thing, it's not just some mystical concept. It's about, like, how we actually live, how we treat each other every single day.
Exactly. And it ties into another point he makes about remembering our ancestral and revered form.
Right.
And he's not just talking about, like, visualizing some perfect version of ourselves. It's about connecting with that inherent goodness, that diamond-like purity that's always there.
Even when we mess up.
Even when we mess up.
It's like we have this inner compass, you know, this, like, diamond guidance system. But we get so caught up in all the noise of life that we forget to even tune in.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where letting go comes in.
So that's where it comes in, letting go of the self-doubt, the limiting beliefs, the fear that we're not good enough. When we release those, we create space for that diamond essence to really shine.
You know, that royal ego thing.
Yeah.
It really hits home for me because I catch myself, you know, feeling all proud of my meditation practice, like I'm somehow better than people who don't meditate.
Right.
That's got to be a form of letting go, too.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Letting go of that need to feel superior.
It's about recognizing that everyone's on their own journey. We're all just trying to figure things out, you know? There's no room for judgment or comparison.
So diamond birth, it's not about reaching this perfect state of being.
No.
It's about constantly refining ourselves.
Yes.
Shedding those layers of ego and stepping into our, like, truest, most radiant selves.
Beautifully said. And remember, Bapdada encourages us to do this with joy, with lightness.
Right. If you're too serious, you haven't learned the art of living.
Exactly, exactly.
But I'm curious, what about when things do get tough? How do we hold on to that joy in the face of real challenges?
Bapdada's advice is simple, yet so profound. When you face a problem, don't put a question mark, put a full stop.
I love that. It's like saying, okay, this is happening, now what? No time for the pity party. Just got to move forward.
Exactly. And remember, those three bind us: the soul, the supreme soul, and letting go. He emphasizes that we can access our ancestral and revered form, that diamond self, in any moment. It's a choice.
So even in the middle of chaos, we can tap into that strength, that like diamond clarity.
Exactly. It's not about ignoring the problem, but facing it from that place of power, of inner peace. That diamond self, it can handle anything.
Wow. This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has been.
We've covered so much: surrender, service, joy, letting go. It's clear. Diamond birth is not just a concept. It's a way of life, a path of constant transformation, constant growth.
And what's so beautiful is that it's not limited. It's not limited to one group or tradition. Bapdada, he emphasizes this message is for everyone.
It's like that universal happy birthday banner he talked about.
Yes.
A celebration of our shared humanity, our potential to shine.
Our potential to shine. And as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question, something that's been in my mind. Remember how Bapdada talked about the Bindu, that tiny dot with all that transformative power? What if embracing simplicity, focusing on those dots in our lives, could actually lead to a richer experience? A more meaningful one.
That's a powerful thought. In this world of constant information, maybe it's that simplicity, that letting go of all the unnecessary, that really allows the diamond to shine.
It's been a true joy exploring this diamond birth with you.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep letting go, keep serving, keep shining.